Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Missed you guys. How have you been? How have you been? Hopefully you've been well. I've been pretty well. I've been a little tired. Not eating healthy as I should for sure. Maybe that's the cause of it, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Just very tired. I don't know what's up with me. Anyways, let's see what's going on with this Flightless Bird saga. This is the last finale. So this is going to be part 6. And what we're going to find out is, what is the ending for these two look like? I know everybody's starting to know, are they going to be together? Is there ever going to be a reunion? When is there going to be a reunion? So there's a lot of those questions for this saga as it continues to go on. I'm going to do the best to get my insight of what that future looks like, okay? And get a clear, concise vision for you so that way you can have some kind of knowing of what to expect and what to try for and what not to try for. Okay? Spirit, please guide me in a message. Give me a clear, concise reading today for this Flightless Bird saga. Show me the finale and the ending for these two lovers. How is this going to look for them in the future? What does their future look like? We're going to start with an oracle, okay, and just work our way down. What does their future look like? I feel like it should be reversed, but I'm just going to leave it, but I do feel like it should. I don't know if that means anything. We have Goddess of the Moon. All right, this is about feelings and emotions. This is going along with the signs that we've been reading for this entire saga. This is going really strongly towards the Cancerian sign. And as you all know, we've been reading very heavily on that, especially lately in this saga. Venus is going into the sign of Cancer and tropical, so there you go. There's a lot of love and tenderness and emotion and feelings and intuition and just knowings that are guiding these two twin flames and soulmates back together. There's a very divine surprise also, I feel, with the moon, because the moon talks about an unknown feeling and something that is hidden and partly seen but not fully seen. So I do think there's going to be some very beautiful surprises. Oh, and look at that, 444 Tinkeray. Oh, I love it. So let's go ahead and read what these this card is standing for. Number 52. See, and I felt like it should be reversed, but it doesn't have to be. But I might just read both messages just in case. All right? Just for the benefit. So in the reversal meaning of this card, it says, this card reveals blocked intuition, an inner disconnect or sense of living in the dark. You have a deep desire to know your purpose and truth, but they can feel very distant right now. This is a message of dissatisfaction where your inner life is connected. It's possible that extreme worry and discontent are obstacles in your inner peace in this journey and your wisdom. If so, you need to let go and renew your faith in yourself and in your eternal spirit. Get out of your own way and release the fear that's been blocking the truth of your blessing and your eternal nature. Your soul and your higher self really does know best. So allow stillness in your life, listening to the stirring of your own intuitive voice, and trust what you receive. So that's kind of the reversal, and I felt like maybe that was a message that needed to go out there for someone. If someone is feeling blocked intuitively, let some of those past issues go. It's disrupting your present right now, and possibly even your future. So now we're going to read the card how it showed up for all of us, which is Goddess of the Moon, Intuition, and Going Within Upright. This card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched very high upward, receiving the light of the moon and all of her inspiration. This card is all about intuition and the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving the card upright tells you that you do have the power to get intuitive information of different kinds and different issues, and now is the time for you to use it. The goddess of the moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route from home, from work, and find out that you've avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Or you might have an idea for a great invention or an investment or a book. And it's a blossoming psychic ability that you have now, and it's for mediumship, even on a professional level. You're always blessed with the ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to start opening up. Get ready for some amazing inspiration. I like that. So really what's coming in for you guys is some inspiration. Your intuition is on point. If you are coming out of a period where you felt blocked, maybe you had writer's block, maybe you're a psychic or a tarot card reader or a healer and you felt like maybe you weren't getting through, like your powers were dwindling, or you felt like, you know, there was some kind of issue with that. If you do it professionally, it's definitely becoming unblocked. If you also feel like your connection with this person has been shadowed to where it hasn't been coming through as very strong, this is a message that you guys are actually connecting on a very deep level. So to your surprise, you're still connecting very, very deeply with your twin flame or soulmate. Bottom of the deck is the 4th chakra Archangel Raphael. And this is in reverse. And what that talks about, guys, is a broken heart. It talks about a lack of healing. So there has been some problems. Again, with the moon, I think we're moving forward on that. But this has just been showing you that there's been some heart pain that you need to heal before this can move forward. And I know you guys are sick of hearing it, but it is the truth. And let's go ahead and get some messages on how you can go about healing your heart. Spirit, how can the collective go about healing their heart? Move some cards around. Shoot. Okay. So how can you go about healing your heart? Spirit, guide me. How can they heal this? How can the divine masculine heal this broken heart moving forward? How can the divine masculine heal this? Guys, I'm not feeling these cards. I think I need to change. I know it's a heal yourself cards, but I'm not feeling them at all. I need something else. I need something else. Hang on, guys. I have the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, and I think I feel this is the one by Denise Lynn. Sorry, guys, I'm just not feeling the energy of the other deck at all. Okay. Spirit, please guide me on a message now for these soulmates, these twin flames. How can they heal? Show me for the divine masculine what focus he or she should have. That would be for healing. Bottom of the deck, Journey by Moonlight. Interesting. So we have another moon card here for the bottom. So a lot of moon energy coming in. Whenever you do pick up on the sign of Cancer in a reading, it always does talk about feminine, motherly, nurturing energy. And I really do feel like there's some healing with a mother that needs to be done for the masculine. Whether it's your mother or the mother of your children, or just Divine Mother in general, you need to really heal some broken heart and some wounds that you have with this mother nurturing energy. You need to connect with that. Okay, it's very important. Let's go ahead and read that. Let's see. Magic is all around you. Spiritual dimensions and mystical realms are only a thought away. The veil is very thin right now between you and the realm of spiritual energy and the fairies, the elves, the angels, and spirit beings. It is indeed a magical universe, and the key to opening the door to these realms is to trust. Even if you can't see, trust that you are being supported in mysterious, really wonderful ways, and know that all is not what it seems. Trust your intuition and those little nudges from spirit. This card is asking you to believe, even when you don't see. Believe in magic. So there you go, masculine. You're supposed to be believing in the miracles that are about to happen. There are some things that you're not going to see. You can't see everything. You don't know everything. But it's to trust those little nudges in your heart. And the moon really does talk about the heart. And we talked about the heart here with the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael, who heals the heart. So there's a very big, big movement from the spirit world on the heart right now for your guys' relationship. I would really start focusing on all different kinds of heart healing. Eating better food that supports heart health, number one. Number two, water. Just hydrate. Not just with your typical tap water, but real good water. Hydrate really well with yourself. Ground. Remember to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. A lot of people don't do that. You just breathe in and out through your mouth or in and out through your nose, and it's not balanced. Always have that natural balance. It actually does take concentration to do that. Another thing would be healing with gemstones. Okay, you've got all your green kinds of gemstones and all your pinks, okay? You pick. My personal favorites are malachite and pink rose crystal quartz. Those are my favorite, but you can pick whatever other ones you have come across, okay? But really start working with that. I would start singing from your heart or writing from your heart, coloring, drawing from your heart, talking to people from your heart space, even talking to yourself from your heart space. But those are some things that need to be on the forefront. The card that came out, though, masculine, that I picked for you is called Rejuvenating Rain. Masculine, dear divine masculine, you need to clear the past and you need to heal the present. That's what I'm feeling. This is the perfect card. Wasn't feeling the message you were getting earlier, but I'm really feeling this one.
Cookie. A green cookie.
A green cookie with googly eyes?
Yes, yes.
Hang on, guys.
They made last night.
Do you need to go potty? Okay, honey, I love you.
No,
much. I love you.
Love you.
I'm really not into eating cookies right now. I'm trying to diet. But he made them, and he's special, and look what he made. Matthew made these cute little cookies with little googly eyes. So I'm going to have to eat them because I love my son. Back on another 5 pounds because I love my son. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, Divine Masculine, clear the past, honey. This is just too much for you. Okay, let's find that. By the way, I missed you guys. I don't know if I said that, but I'm glad I'm back and I missed you, and thank you for being here watching this. Okay, so physical and emotional healing for you, Divine Masculine, is actually occurring. Yes, it's happening right now. There is oh my gosh, and my clock just chimed. I know you guys haven't heard my clock lately because I have my doors closed, but it's pretty amazing. Anyways, yes, it is happening right now, and that is an omen. There is a cleansing and a clearing of old emotional wounds, and even a release of past life limitations is happening. All is being forgiven. Absolve yourself and forgive others for their transgressions against you. It's time to let it all go. Wow. Look at that beautiful picture, right? Rejuvenating rain. Masculine, when I read this last sentence, forgive others for all their transgressions against you, immediately I felt that some of the pain you're going through right now is not just the Divine Feminine. Immediately I was feeling that this is from a lot of different people in your life. A lot. Multiple people in your life. And I'm not just talking about, oh, this person did me wrong and stole my money. Oh, this person, took advantage of me back then. And oh, this person at this job, did this. I'm not talking about tedious little human transgressions like that, little person to person. I'm talking about big things, okay? Like emotional things, like a mother that maybe didn't give you love. Maybe it was a stepmom. She didn't give you the love and nurturing that you really wanted or needed. And I'm talking the hugs and the kisses and the letting you know how absolutely wonderful and special and loved you are. I'm talking about that. That's a transgression maybe you didn't ever pinpoint. Or the ones from your father, letting you know that he loved you so much with all his heart, and everything he did for you. And he may not have done everything right, but he was doing the best he could with what knowledge he had. And that you are a treasure to him, and he is so proud of you. That kind of absence, okay, an emotional absence. An absence also could be a transgression from your sisters or your brothers that may be older than you and didn't love you the way you should have been loved, or protected you the way you should have been protected as a youngster when you needed it. When you needed them to step in for something, they weren't supportive for you. Maybe they led you in the wrong direction. Maybe they just inspired you to do bad things, and they were not a good guide for you. And those are painful transgressions that you're going to have to deal with. And just know that they love you. They love you, and they did, again, the best that they could with the knowledge they had at that time. There's an absence here of family support and love. There is an absence here. And I really feel like that is a lot of transgressions that you've had to deal with, is that personal emotional pain that maybe wasn't really spoken about or pinpointed. Other transgressions were your spouses or lovers that you trusted and they did you wrong, okay? You loved someone and they hurt you. They did you wrong. They lied to you. They either cheated or they walked out on you, or you just realized that they never really meant something, that they didn't love you and cherish you the way they promised. That's a transgression. Also with friends and family, you know, that's just little things like promising they'll be there for you in hard times and they weren't. Transgressions to where somebody at your job may have done you wrong and it cost you money or it cost you time. Forgive them of that. Maybe there's some embarrassing moments in your life where someone embarrassed you and you felt really wounded and damaged from that embarrassment and you never really got it back. Forgive them of that. If your lover that you kissed so tenderly and loved so much and trusted so much hurt you in some way to where you thought it was not repairable and absolutely unforgivable, know that they love you and they are so sorry. They had never intended to hurt you so deeply. Never. And if your divine feminine ever hurt you in a way where you felt absolutely shocked by his or her behavior or actions, understand that they were doing the best they could with what they knew at that moment, and they are human and they make mistakes, and I'm very sure that she or he is sorry. There's nothing but love here. There's nothing but love here. And holding a grudge only hurts you. And it also hurts actually other people around you, your children, and the ones closest to you. It hurts them. So holding a grudge only causes pain. It doesn't solve anything. I also want to say you need to forgive yourself of any transgressions that you have caused or done to other people. Okay? You need to clear that past. You're not who you were yesterday, and you sure as shit are not who you were 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You're not that person. Not at all. And I think you need to close the door on that person. And again, if you've done things or said things or whatever that has caused separation or some kind of long-term damage, can you just know that anything is possible? That miracles are possible? That believing in magic and miracles is very much a thing and very possible. And I really want you to embrace that. That if you forgive yourself, anything is possible. And if you forgive them, anything can happen. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, in order for new growth to occur, Divine Masculine, you must be clearing this away. This card indicates a time of clearing out what doesn't support you and what isn't serving this journey right now. It can also indicate clearing out the clutter. If you don't love it and you don't use it, most likely it's clutter. Physical clutter can be indicative of emotional clutter. It's time to release it and allow the cleansing of metaphoric energy of the rain to purify and cleanse you in the deepest way. This is also a great time to go on a cleansing fast or to clear out your body while old emotions and challenges are clearing out of your energy field. Use water for cleansing and your energy, and stand in a cold shower or swim in the sea, run in the rain. Use water as your friend. I love it. I love it, Masculine. I think that is perfect for you. I really do, and it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot to be healed. One message that is coming up to me for some of you guys could be, Steph, my house is a mess, or I have cluttered rooms, or I have a cluttered kitchen or a cluttered area, and I don't think anything's wrong with me. I don't sense that there's any emotional baggage, because I think emotional baggage is tearful. I think emotional baggage is very emotional, and I feel fine. I feel healed, and I feel fine, so why am I experiencing some of this? And I think that could be a problem for someone. And so if you're going through that and you're wondering what in the heck is wrong, why am I cluttered if I don't feel like I have any emotional issues, just know that it's unresolved, and it's very subconscious. A lot of us deal with subconscious issues, okay? So it's not always in the forefront where it's like super obvious, okay? Sometimes you have emotional baggage or issues that you didn't address. You didn't even think they were still there. You know, maybe there's something that you feel perfectly fine on, and there's some emotional baggage with yourself. Maybe when you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. Maybe you look in the mirror and you feel 10 years older. That's emotional stuff going on inside. Maybe you just don't have a clear vision of what you want, right? And so there's some emotional clutter that's blocking your vision. Remember that moon energy, right? Clouded vision, not seeing everything. So feminine, the card that I feel was really popping out for you is navigating by the stars. And it says, follow your bliss. And I love this. First of all, I think the divine feminines are going to be stargazing. A lot of my feminines out there, male or female, stargazing is something you're going to be doing tonight or you have been doing recently. But you're going to start looking at the stars and getting messages and getting a vision about what you want in your life. Getting some direction, like the 3 wise men. Okay? So like the 3 wise men, navigate by the stars, follow your heart, follow your bliss, right? And I want you to really start following your heart. Also looking at your birth chart. Looking at your birth chart and realizing that you have a specific path built for yourself. And if you don't follow that path, you're going against it. So what is it that you're possibly going against? What is it that you could be struggling with on your path? Like what part of your purpose is something you don't feel aligned with? For a lot of divine feminines, this is going to be a very big research project, actually, and a lot of you have already gotten started on your research projects, and a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's studying your birth chart, and that's something that I did, and I really am glad I did do, and I'm still doing. Studying your birth chart is not something you're going to know right away. It's not something you know immediately. It's something you know through more and more research, more and more unfolding. It takes hours, days, weeks, months. It just takes a long time for you to really get a picture of what you want. Oh, you love my crystal tower, Elizabeth? This is, I think it's lapis lazuli. If you guys can see it, there's not enough light where you can see the reflections. But oh my gosh, I love it. See, that is so pretty. It's my favorite. This is an ancestral stone. It's a magic stone and it's an ancestral, so I love it. So anyways, if you guys have not started looking into your birth chart, I really suggest you do. I'm thinking I should start my own astrology channel, but I haven't yet. And maybe I will, but that's a whole nother thing that has to be set up and has to go underway. And I may do that. But for now, I follow Vedic astrology. I also love to look at tropical. When I started researching my chart, I started off with tropical. In tropical, you're going to have a circular birth chart, and it's going to be set up by the houses. The 4th house is always about 8 o'clock on the 12-sign zodiac, okay? I don't know if it's 8 or 9 o'clock, but it's right there. That's the 1st house, and then you work your way around, okay? And that's just how it's set up. And you look at your houses, you look at your DC is your destiny point. It's part of your purpose for career and your soul's purpose, the 10th house energy. Not always the 10th house though, but it's 10th house energy. It's about your purpose, what you want to do. And that's put up in your DC, which is your destiny point, your midhaven. For a lot of you guys, it's also MC. It depends on what chart you look at. You might see something where it says MC, and you're like, what's an MC? Well, that would be your destiny point, okay? So check that out. You're going to want to look at your ascendant in tropical, okay? And that sign is going to be very important for you, what house it's in, the degrees it's in. And you're going to look at your moon, of course, your Venus, and your Jupiter. Those things are going to be really prominent because that's about your relationships, your marriages, and your teaching. For men, Jupiter really represents your schooling, your teaching about spirituality, and just your education in general. For females, it's the same plus a husband, okay? Venus would be for a relationship, okay? Yeah, MC is destiny point. Great. Thank you, Corianne. So yeah, the Venus is for all relationships, male or female. It's just the love and the relationship. Venus represents love and relationships. She also represents the kind of financial luxury you're going to have in your life. For example, if somebody has a Venus in Virgo, the luxury in your life may not be very much. You may be very, how do you say, you don't need a lot of nice things. You're very just clean, clutter-free. You don't need a lot, you know. You're fine and you make do with what you have. If you have a Venus in Leo, damn, you better have some nice things because you're going to have a lot of luxury. Luxury vehicles, luxury home. So, you know, I'm not going to go into that in this moment. I'm sorry I keep confusing you and going there, but you're going to want to look at your Venus because it does talk about your wealth as well as your relationships. The kind of level of comfort and marriage and lifestyle you're going to have can be seen from there. Your 4th house is going to talk about your home, what kind of a home you're going to have, okay? That's really important. 10th house is going to talk about your career. So that's all tropical. And then you're going to get into Vedic, and I would like you to start looking into Vedic as well. It's along the same basis, but in Vedic astrology, you're going to want to look at so much more. So the first time you ever start looking at your birth chart, always start with tropical. Always. That's step number 1. Start with tropical, learn the signs, the zodiac signs, learn what the houses mean, and learn what they are in your chart, okay? Then once you start reading about your personalities, and you can get a free report on Cafe Astrology for your birth chart. It's a free report. It tells you about yourself, and that is really fun. So start with that, Cafe Astrology, free birth chart report. You'll get a whole report from all your planets and what they mean in your life, etc., etc. So do it. You're going to love it. Then once you get a feel for yourself on your star chart, your birth chart, which is your life plan, your map, your purpose, your destiny, when you get a little bit more comfortable with astrology from tropical, because tropical is a little bit easier, you can jump into Vedic, and then you can start looking at that. And notice that your signs may change. Not all the time, but they may change. The only time they don't change is if your sign in tropical is 28 degrees, okay? Maybe 1 degree less or 1 degree more, but right around 28 degrees, if your sun sign and moon sign is around that degrees, it won't change in Vedic. It will just change degrees, but still be in the sign, okay? Yeah. So anyways, I'm not trying to confuse you. But if you go into Vedic, your signs may change. And so you're going to step into that section too and go, wow, so this is another layer about myself. Not only am I all of this in tropical, I am also this in Vedic. And then you're going to look at that. That one doesn't really have a report. But if you want to get your birth chart report done and make it easy on yourself to where you don't have to do your own videos and research, I would go to Raj Kapil, which is KRS Learn Astrology channel. You can go to his website. It's linked under his description. Go to his website, and then you can order your Vedic birth chart to be done. And you'll get a nice report there. It will get sent by email. You'll even get a copy of his books, okay, which is learning astrology at the speed of light, okay, and other really good books that he has, which are great books to read. And you'll get all that emailed. It comes with your birth chart. It's really a pleasure. He's a pleasure to be with, a pleasure to work with, a pleasure to watch. He's a really great guy. You can get your birth chart done there. Or if you choose someone else, you can go with Joni Patri. Joni Patri also specializes in Vedic astrology and is an extremely gifted and talented astrologer as well. She's been interviewed multiple times with Raj Kapil on his channel. They do lots of things together. I recently posted a video from the both of them that talked about timing in marriage on my community channel post. So if you want to go there and watch that video about timing in marriage, you can go there. But it's really fun, you know, to look into these two charts, your tropical and your Vedic. It's going to get a clear perspective of who you are, what you stand for, and all of that. And what I love about Vedic astrology, it can go into the nakshatras, which is a whole nother level of astrology. Tropical doesn't go into that. There is 2.5 nakshatras per zodiac sign in Vedic astrology. So you get to see what your nakshatras are and what the most important one is, what it signifies for you. What your rising sign is extremely important in Vedic. Sun is tropical astrology. How do I spell her name? Joni, Joni. And then her last name is Patri, Patry. Thank you, Samuel. But yeah, so you're going to get 2 different looks at things. And I want you to do that. I want you to do that for yourself. This is navigating by the stars, in my opinion, navigating your life, navigating your purpose, seeing your plans, seeing who you are. It all starts there, and I think that is part of a journey, and not everyone's up for it, you know. I happen to be extremely good at research. I'm very blessed with my moon in Scorpio to, oh, no, what's my moon in? What is my moon in? Oh, shit. I can't remember what my moon is. Well, my moon's in Pisces. Oh, my moon's in my 4th house in Pisces. Okay, sorry, I had a brain fart moment. I had to think out loud. I was like, where's my moon? What? Okay, I know my moon. I'm not a retard. I know my moon. Anyways, I have a very distinct, I love researching, so that's just what I love to do. So anyways, follow your bliss, navigate by the stars. Researching my chart brings me joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, then don't do it. But if it brings you some joy to look into yourself, do it. Also, if you love researching like me, you would spend months researching who you are and what your path is. That's what I do. If you're not a researcher, pay for someone to get it done. Pay KRS Astrology, Raj Kapil, or pay Joni Patri to get your birth chart done, where you get an actual written description of all your planets, what they mean, and what it means in your life. Get it done that way. It's easy, and you can get a nice description. I will tell you from experience, personally, I think researching things yourself gives you a little bit more insight. And for me, I feel better about researching it myself because I think I find more information that way. But if you're not, into that, you don't have to. So anyways, I think my advice for the Divine Feminines is, for your healing, navigate your chart. Also look at the degrees. And this is something some people don't really mention. Look at the degrees. When you see your tropical, it's like a dial, it's like a clock or a compass. And sometimes, because of your degrees, where your sign is at, where your planet is right on the cusp. It's like the sun is between it's a cusper. It's like right in the middle, right, really close to another sign, so close that you almost resonate more with the other sign. And that has something to do with it. And I want you to know that don't think it's nothing. Just because astrologers don't talk about it, just because people don't really hone in on that energy and make it a thing, it doesn't mean it's not a thing. For me, Aries and Pisces, I have an Aries moon in tropical, is really prominent for me. It's a good thing I'm right on the cusp between both of them because I resonate with both. And for Gemini and Cancer, I'm very much right on the cusp as well, and I resonate very strongly with both. But this is where you say, okay, I have a little bit of both in me. I'm not just one thing here. I really resonate with Cancer, but I also super resonate with Gemini, and that's okay. You're a unique person, and that's where nakshatras come into play, because nakshatras can go into both signs, especially when they're cusping. So that's why a lot of Vedic astrologers pay attention to the nakshatras, because they may have half their foot in Gemini and half the other foot in Cancer, and it's one nakshatra, and that makes sense. And that's why you are who you are. And then there's different padas. So when you study Vedic astrology, you realize not only is there 2.5 nakshatras for each zodiac sign, there's also 4 padas for each nakshatra. And there's 4 of them, so each one is a different personality trait. And then you realize, oh, so that's what padas are. So when you're looking at your Vedic chart, if you get that done and you see the word P-A-D-A, padas, and it has a number, pada 1, pada 2, pada 3, pada 4, and you've got one of those for your nakshatra, for your rising sun, moon, whatever you have going on there, you can definitely look at more information on what the padas mean. And we are so blessed in this day and age to be able to turn on YouTube and just search, we'll do Mixita pada 3 and get that information. Like, we are so blessed that people like Raj Kapil do that kind of work, because I think he's one of the very few ones that speak English, that is, that would have the padas there listed on YouTube, because it's very hard to research and it's very hard to find. So you'd be very lucky if you could go ahead and research what those things mean for you. Because I believe, as a reader, my belief is that your birth chart is your contract. It's your soul contract. Meaning your karma had something to do with bringing you here in this life in this way. And your karma's going to get you out a specific way. So that is your contract. You basically have an agreement here to take on different obstacles so you can achieve a goal, okay? And you're going to see your karma for your past life and now future life and to come life, this present and future, through Rahu and Ketu. Oh, I missed you too, Yuri. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. So yes, Ketu is your past life. Everything to do with the south node of the moon, which is also known as Ketu in Vedic, is your past life. Who you were before you were born into this one. The kind of person you were. The things you grew to know, your accomplishments in your past life are going to be seen through Ketu, south node. And you're going to want to look what house that's in and what sign that's in. For me, just example, because I only know my chart, I don't know everybody else's chart. Mine is in the 9th house, in Mula Nakshatra, in the sign of Leo. And I'm pretty sure that's the nakshatra it's in. And I don't know the pada. I have to check the pada. I haven't been on my chart in years. But I do know that I have a very strong past life with my ancestors, which is very prominent of that. Oh, no, it's Magha. Excuse me. The M's were confusing me. It's not Mula Nakshatra. It's Magha Nakshatra. And so I have a lot of history there with my past life, with my ancestors. I really feel strongly rooted and connected to my people and this world. And I tend to love history. And I tend to really go towards an old way of living and an old way of thinking. And that's because that's my past life. I know that very well. Looking at astrology charts and all of that is spiritual. It's ancient knowledge. Looking at astrology is ancient knowledge. Spiritual healing is ancient knowledge. And the 9th house talks about ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, but it talks about spiritual wisdom. The 9th house is one of the, I don't know if it's a moksha house, the 1st, 5th, and 9th. And I'm pretty sure that's Dharma. But the 1st, 5th, and 9th talk about your spiritual self and a higher performance on this earth as far as taking your spirituality to another level. The 1st house is more about yourself, okay? It's about how you want to teach and grow and become better in yourself. The 5th house is about teaching your children and learning through love, learning through relationships. It's also about just being a part of the youth, okay? Maybe being a teacher for the youth, or just having children and having a family and having a relationship. That's a spiritual path. But then you go to the 9th house and it talks about teaching, which is what I do now. I teach. And so that is why my Ketu is there. Because in my past life, I achieved some level of teaching about those spiritual things, about astrology, about natural ways of living, about Reiki, about healing, about anything out of the normal. Basically, it's about far off distance traveling. It's about learning things from other countries. It's about definitely for sure travel, and also being a sage, being a guru. The 9th house just talks about a higher knowledge, a higher wisdom, and focusing on those spiritual things in life. And that is what I live my life today for. That is my focus. Well, that's my Ketu, right? And I like traditional things. I don't like cell phones. I don't fucking like computers, guys. You don't understand. I really don't like it. I really can't express that enough. I actually really dislike freaking YouTube and freaking TikTok and whatever the fuck else people are using, all this shit. And I'm like, I'm a young person enough. I shouldn't struggle. My grandpa does a damn better job on the computer than I do. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I just can't tell you how much I hate it. But that's again because my Venus is there and I just don't like new things. And my house is very traditional. Didn't I tell you guys Venus talks about what kind of a lifestyle you're going to have? Well, my house is very traditional. If I could have freaking statues and old ass everything here, antiques, I would so have it. I try to be very traditional in my home. But here's the deal. The Rahu, your north node of the moon, talks about the things that you must achieve in this lifetime. What must I achieve for me? And you guys know Rahu and Ketu are an axis. Okay, they're right 1-7 from each other all the time. So what I must achieve in this life is Gemini, 3rd house energy for me. It's not in the sign of Gemini, but it's in the house of Gemini. And it talks about communications, technology. Rahu fucking rules that 3rd house and Gemini. So yeah, he loves that shit. I don't. So me and Rahu butt heads quite a bit because he wants to drag me into this new age, this computer technology, just putting shit on every digital social media. I don't do that shit. I don't like it, but I do feel like I need to. And he's pulling me out of my comfort zone because what I need to achieve in this life is technology and communications. I can't be old world anymore. I can't be traditional old ass anymore. I need to grow and be more youthful and more tech savvy here. And so my karma is trying to pull me out of my comfort zone to make it happen. I am achieving my dharma. I am going through my karma. I am doing that through YouTube right now. Teaching and talking to you is part of my purpose. I know that's what I came here to do. And I'm doing it. I'm just starting, but I'm doing it. And we'll see how it grows. Now, I just used me as an example on my chart so you guys can know that you can see your purpose and your path through your birth chart. So navigating by the stars, because it's a star chart, navigating by the stars is going to help you get direction. And you're going to know what you need to do. For me, I now know what I need to do. There may have been a time where I was like, God, what am I here for? What is my purpose? It's hard to navigate, but now I know. I've researched it, now I know. And the funny part is, you know, it just happened. It fell in my lap. It just started coming up for me. Signs, synchronicities, nudges from the universe showing me my path. It wasn't something that I chose. It chose me. When I originally found YouTube, guys, because again, I'm not techie. I'm more of a read a book, under the stars with the flashlight kind of gal. I'm more of a camping, living in the mountains, no cell phones, no phones, no TVs kind of girl. I am not a techie kind of girl. I just am not. I love animals and nature, and I don't like any of this shit. So when I was going through part of my journey here, my twin flame was very techie. That annoyed the fuck out of me, but he was. He wanted an Apple Watch, a new Apple phone. He wanted the new tech this and new tech that. And he was like so particular with his tech gear. And I'm just like, what? Okay, so God, why are you trying to put me with some techie kind of guy? You know, that's not me. But that's how it works. That's part of my karma. I had to deal with somebody like that. Well, he opened up doors for me to get a better phone and to be more involved with things. I didn't even have a YouTube or a Facebook till freaking like 2019, guys. No, wait, no, I take it back. 2014, 2013, 2014 is when I got a Facebook. I did not want one for a long, long time, guys. So, yeah, you're looking at someone that did not. Okay, you're looking at someone that was not welcoming the new technology at all. No welcome. So anyways, I lost myself on this conversation. I'm sorry, guys. And I got distracted with my son peeing in the bathroom.
Don't close the door.
Okay. All right.
I don't like that.
Okay. So I'm going to just say this. Sorry for the disruption of the toilet. You know, he's little. He's potty training. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Okay. It's cute. We were not, you know what? In 5 years, you won't ever have to deal with this again. So I'm going to enjoy while I have it. The point is, your Rahu's going to take you out of your comfort zone. It's a karma you must go through. You have to open up yourself and get out of your comfort zone and learn and grow. And so Rahu is going to suck you into this new world. And that is your purpose. So I want you to know that when you're looking at your North Node, your Rahu, it's very imperative you know the nakshatra, the pada, the house that it's in. One of the things I love about Vedic astrology is it takes apart all of the houses and gives you separate divisional charts for that house. You can pull a chart for your 7th house. You can pull a chart for your 10th house, you know, for your 9th house even, your luck. A house about your children only. So you can have, not a house, a chart, excuse me. But from a chart, they're going to pull your children. Like the 5th house, they have a chart just for that, for your kids. They have a chart just for your marriage. They have a chart just for your job. They have a chart just for your spiritual journey. So not only do you get to see your birth chart, which is, you know, you get to see all the other charts of your life. And that's when researching for me is fun, because you get to see more about yourself. What does it look like for you having kids? What does it look like in your marriage? And what does it look like in your spiritual journey? What kind of a job are you supposed to have? And what is your journey to get to that job? What kind of financial wealth will you have in your life? Are you going to have fame? Are you not? It's all seen. And I'm not trying to like disappoint you and say life isn't full of surprises and there's free will and all that, because there is, and life is full of surprises. But I am here to tell you that you do have a star chart with a plan. You do have a contract, guys. You actually do have a journey. And surprise, maybe some of you knew that, maybe some of you didn't know that, but now you know, okay? And my suggestion here at this card that I think that it's really pushing out for you is to get to know your charts, because that's getting to know you. And the more you know your path, your destiny, your purpose, the more at peace you are with life. The more you're not feeling lost and scared and confused. The more you don't become so frustrated. There's very weird synchronicities in your chart that will basically put a stamp of "I told you so" right there. I know I'm talking out of my ass again too much, and I'm sorry, but another example on my chart, just to be more specific. The people, the men in my life that I was supposed to be with, when I got my birth chart because I paid for it at krslearnastrology.com. On krs.com, I did pay for my Vedic astrology chart to be done there a long time ago before I started this journey. I was shocked at the report because the report came back and told me that I would be an early widow and grieve the loss of a husband not once, but multiple times. Yes, multiple. Now, there was no number, 2, 3 times. It just said multiple, okay? Scared the shit out of me. Not only that, it said that my husband or my spouse would have blue eyes, or just they said colored eyes, dark black curly hair, tan skin, and be taller and thinner. And that's all in the report. It's literally those details were in my 7th house description of the kind of relationship I would have with my Venus and my Jupiter, and the connection I had with these people. Anyways, it said that I would lose them. I would be a grieving early widow before the age of 30, or young. I'm sorry, not before the age of 30, before the age of 36, which is when your chart matures. So my karma was all fucked up, guys. And I didn't get this chart till after I lost people because I was wondering about myself. But yes, I lost my first one of my fiancés, okay, when I was 19, okay. I lost him. My first fiancé of 3 years when I was in high school, that person I lost, not to a death, but a very bad separation, and he literally moved to a different state, and we stopped talking, and there was violence involved, not between me and him, but he could have gotten really hurt during our it was drama. I'm not going to go there. But anyways, I lost him. I lost somebody else to being killed and murdered. And then, as you guys know, in 2017, I lost my kid's father. Okay? Can I just say every single one of the people I've been involved with fit that description? Tall, thinner, tanner skin, colored eyes, dark black curly hair. Can I just say that? And you want to know what's even weirder? The 2 that were actually murdered in my life, the 2 spouses that were actually murdered, were of the same nationality, which is Puerto Rican, full-blooded, not half, not kind of, sort of, 2, from New York. And who the fuck meets people from New York in Colorado? No one. Like, you just don't. You meet some halfsies here and there, but you don't meet full-blooded New York Puerto Ricans in Colorado. You don't. You might meet them in New York, South Carolina, Florida for sure. Hell, even Texas. But you don't meet them in Colorado. So for me to be fated to meet these 2 people, it's fucking insane. And secondly, they could have been brothers. In fact, when I met my kid's father, and I had a picture of my ex that was murdered, he said, "Who the fuck is that guy? Because he could be me." And he had to grab the photo and look at it and make sure it wasn't him. Because literally they looked so much alike. It was crazy. And even his mother saw that picture of my ex and said, "I could have given birth to that boy." Like, that looks, identical. And all my friends were like, "Steph, I don't know what the fuck, but both of the guys you've been with, that died, they looked like twins. They looked identical. I guess you have a type." And I'm like, I don't have a type. But I guess the star chart has a type for me because there's some kind of karma for me. And I lost them, both to a murder. It was bullshit. And you know what's even more weird is both of their mothers were dying sick with a very deadly disease. And they both had it in common, lupus. They both had extremely severe health issues to where both of my lovers took care of their mother. Okay? They both took care of their mother, literally medically, with shots and medicines and having to help her in and out of the car, and very crippled mothers. Mothers that needed help walking, mothers that needed help showering. They both had that. So can I just say that it's not bullshit, guys. Astrology is not bullshit. It's not bullshit. Your star chart, you just read it, man, and it shocks you because everything that comes out is like, that's what's happening. That's what went on in my life. I didn't read that chart till after all this stuff already took place. It didn't just happen because I called it in my life. It already happened. And it was there in my chart. And I wrote Raj an email and I said, holy shit, this is insane. This is insane. Everything on this report happened. It talked about the loss of a father. Hello. My dad was also murdered. So can I just say, me as a soul, I have karma with the men in my life, losing them in multiple ways, but a lot mostly through death. And it has scared me to where most of the reason I want to be single is I don't want to fucking get married and have another person die. I've already been through that fucking shit twice, and I don't want to do it again. I lost my dad and my grandpa. I'm tired of losing them. I mean, maybe I have to do some healing and deal with that, but, you know, I'm pretty comfortable with saying, okay, I don't want to lose anyone else. Maybe you should just stay away from me because apparently I have bad karma here where if I marry you, you're going to fucking die. Like, that's how I feel, so just don't. And I'm fine being single completely. But the simple fact that that was in my birth chart, guys, it scared me. And maybe my days of losing someone is over. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm just telling you from experience and as a testimony that when you do get your star chart read, you're going to be blown away. And it is real. And if you don't believe what's in there, take it from me. What was in my chart was legit 100% real. There was nothing that was not real. And it's scary because you might find out things you don't want to find out. Like what I did. Maybe you'll lose someone and I don't want it to scare you. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. But for a lot of you guys, you're not going to have that much drama, okay? My soul incarnated with those problems so I could be a teacher. So I could teach to masses. So I could teach to multiple people about healing, grief, pain, relationship troubles. I had a karma so I can teach about it. You can't teach what you don't know. How am I going to help? And in my chart it said millions of people. How am I going to help millions of people? And I don't know if I'm going to reach millions, maybe someday. I don't know, but how am I going to reach people if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? So Spirit's like, you're going to go through a lot of stuff so you can teach. And that's my karma. That is my purpose, my dharma, right? So anyways, you're going to find out a lot of those things about yourself, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace with a lot of it. And like I said, me having to speak out publicly on social platforms through media is really hard for me. It's still really hard for me. It's not easy for me. I do have technological issues. I really think I should just hire someone to do it, but I haven't had the money lately to do all of this stuff for me and help me. But I'm doing the best I can with what I know. So I really encourage you guys, like me, to research yourself about your relationships and your children, your job, your purpose, and your soul purpose. So you guys can know some kind of direction of where you're going. Because that's really important. If you don't have any direction, you just get lost. And that's what creates so much stress and confusion. So let's go ahead and read this. That's my take on this card. It may not be what's written, but that's my take. Thank you so much for your comments, guys. I saw someone say I'm a natural. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. So anyways, card meanings. Trust your gut. Follow your bliss. Have faith that a higher power is directing your life. Believe. Allow your life decisions to be directed by what opens your heart and by what brings you joy. Relax and be patient. Follow your bliss. Your life is divinely guided. All is going according to a wonderful plan for your life. Be confident that all is well. The sacred traveler wants you to know sometimes, divine feminines, you can't see the road ahead. But when you do, you can become still. You can feel the right way to go without seeing it. It's like navigating by the stars. You might not be able to see every detail on your path of life, but when you trust the light of the stars, your silent spirit guardians, and the joy of your ancestors guiding you with these archangels, your north star to navigate in the darkness, in the morning light, you find yourself at the right place at the right time. Oh, I got chills. Did you guys get chills? I mean, wow. You see how you guys are mirroring too, you and your divine masculine? You're both on this journey, and both of these cards talk about your intuition, your gut, not seeing everything in front of you, but trusting it, and about being at the right place at the right time. This moon card is really strong for you guys. Really. You're not going to know where you're going. Daniel! Hey!
Yeah.
Can you please turn down the TV? It got loud all of a sudden for some reason.
Sure.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, someone said Jeremiah 3:33. He has a plan. That's amazing. That's amazing. And a lot of people don't believe that. And I didn't used to believe that because I'm like, well, you know, growing up in the church, God has a plan. Okay, everyone grows up with that. God has a plan for your life. God has a plan, but you never know what that plan is. And you're like, as you get in your 30s, you're like, yeah. What's the plan? The plan is there is no plan. That's the plan. And that's what it feels like. But once you mature, especially with your chart, it matures past the age of 36 in Vedic. Your Saturn is matured. Your Jupiter is matured. So your knowledge and wisdom about life is mature. And you can definitely see that God does have a plan. And what is his plan? Boom, your star chart. You hear things in different readings about you guys have a soul contract, you and your lover. What the hell is that soul contract? And I know everyone's asking that question because I myself asked that question at 28 years old. What the hell is the contract? What does that mean? What does a contract mean? What are they talking about? What? Okay, they just pulled that out of their ass. What soul contract? Prove it. And that's who I am, guys. My rising sign is Sagittarius. And it says prove it. Prove it. Prove to me that that's real. Prove to me that there is a plan. Prove to me. And now, Spirit proved it. Star chart. That's the contract. And the more you get into astrology, the more I'm not a professional astrologer like Raj Kapil and Joni Patri. I mean, their whole channel, their whole life is about astrology. You know, my life is a little bit different. I'm heavy in astrology, but my purpose seems to be more tarot card reading, psychic intuitive readings, and healings. That's more my gift, more my life. Yes, I like astrology. I love astrology, but it's not my purpose. I don't feel. I make a good astrologer, but I have a lot more fun doing this. You know what I mean? But I do love astrology too, but you'll notice in your chart that if you have a connection between your lover and you with zodiac signs, with your north node and your south node, which is your Rahu, your Ketu, that you do have karma with this lover. You know, you do have karma. For example, if say your lover is a Leo rising or a Leo sun or a Libra sun or, whatever, okay? And your Rahu was in that sign. Your Rahu was in Leo or Libra, or your Ketu was in Leo or Libra, then it means you have karma. For example, my Ketu is in Sagittarius. Well, guess what? My twin flames moon sign is in Sagittarius. I'm not speaking from my ass. My rising is his moon. I embody where his mind is at. It just happens that way. Do you see how a moon and a rising can connect between you and your person? And they call this layering. So it's like you get your birth chart, you have it printed out, right? There it is, boom. Now layering, you lay your lover's birth chart on top of yours, but not literally. You just put his or her planets in the houses where yours are, and you see how you guys have this chart, this karmic energy together, and you see what your guys' struggles, hurdles, and issues are. You know, I used to do readings on that. Like 2 years ago, I was doing layering chart readings, astrology readings for people, so they could see if that person was fated to them, if it was their twin flame, or if it was a soulmate in some way. They wanted to see if they had some kind of a spiritual tie to that lover. And you can see that through the birth chart, but very rarely do people have their lover's birth chart. Very rarely do they know their time of birth, location of birth, you know? Those are very important. You need to have a time, not just, oh, maybe. And for the people that don't have a time, that gets even more stressful. And that's when you really need a tarot card reader to pick up on their energy. Because I've gotten confirmations of people that you don't know their time of birth. I've gotten confirmations through the tarot what that rising sign is. And when you know your lover inside and out, you know their personality. I watched every single video Raj has ever posted. I mean, I stayed insanely obsessed with researching astrology through the nakshatras and through the paras and through everything. And he has tons of videos. I've watched every single one, some of them 2-3 times. So I got to know what he was talking about, and I realized who my person was, even though I didn't have his time of birth. And just by having that knowledge of the descriptions of these nakshatras and their karma and their fate and their parents and their lineage and their connections, I was able to put pieces together and really pinpoint his chart. And at this time, I'm 99% sure that's his chart. Of course, I have his birthday and his place of birth and a roundabout time, thanks to his sisters, but I don't have an exact. So I'm pretty damn sure I'm aligned with it, because you'll notice that as you change the time, that the rising signs change or the moon signs change. So the sun sign usually stays the same if you have their date of birth, but the time changes something every few minutes. It changes something. So you're going to go through this clock-like work of if it's this time, it's this sign. If it's this time, it's this sign. And you're going to be able to kind of configure what makes sense here, what they're resonating in. So anyways, I hope I didn't confuse the fuck out of you and lose you. I'm really sorry if I did. This is why I don't have an astrology channel, because I feel like I will confuse the fuck out of everybody. So I obviously need to work on that a lot more so I can be a better teacher like Raj and Joni. But eventually, you know, I will get there, and maybe eventually I will have a really excellent channel for that. But I feel, and I'm very picky about myself, I need to be more on point before I go there. So that's what I feel. But at least I have the foundation. I have a foundation, and I have some knowledge. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. You guys are so sweet. I love you guys. So anyways, follow your bliss. Trust your instincts. You'll find your path. Don't be lost. Okay, bottom of the deck for the Divine Feminine is choosing your path. All is possible. Holy shit. See, we've been talking about paths from your star chart, and there it is. Finding your path. So both of them have a path. You know, that's amazing. Divine Feminine, what you need healing on is direction. Direction. Even me, every one of us, you know, Divine Feminines, I'm a Divine Feminine. What the healing is for us is finding a path, making a decision, choosing our path. And for me, it's like if I know my karma, my dharma, I know my star chart, I know my contract, what path am I choosing? Am I choosing a path of fear? Am I choosing a path of comfort? Am I choosing my dharma? Am I choosing a path of what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I stretching my wings? Am I putting myself out of my comfort zone? It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a very hard choice, but it's a choice. And just from experience, guys, the path that I've chosen lately appears to be a path of comfort. Okay? Yes, familiarity. And what happens when you get hurt? You go to a safe place. My safe place is Ketu. So obviously my safe place is astrology, tarot, spiritual teaching, learning, researching, and traveling. I love to travel, so those are my comfort zones. And my peace is at home. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, my Ketu is there, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, is in my fourth house. So I'm very comfortable at home. This COVID season lockdown was my joy. Yes! Finally, I don't have to leave the house. Finally, I have an excuse to not go to an appointment and actually do a non-phone appointment or order groceries from home and just stay my ass home. I mean, that's my comfort zone, guys. That's totally me. Not to mention the Cancerian sign for tropical is, hello, I love my house. So I don't like to leave, guys. I'm a fucking hermit. I'm a hermit crab. And I love my little cave and my comfortable spaces, my bed, my couch, my kitchen, my yard. I don't want to go, but I do love to travel too, which is weird. But choosing my path needs to be better than my comfort zone. Okay. Wait, Elizabeth, Steph, tell me why I've been in bliss this whole quarantine. Other than going to the hikes or ocean. Ditto, Elizabeth, I am exactly the same. Yep. I love going to the mountains, going on hikes. That's what I love to do. I do that all day, right? But I want to come home. I don't like being out there with the world. So again, being a teacher is natural for me because of my Ketu, but being public is not natural for me. So another reason why I don't like to be seen on camera, not only I dealt with a stalker, and you guys remember that. Back in the day, what was like 2 years ago, I had a psycho stalking bitch. And you guys all knew about that shit on my channel. And she was like psychotic. She was clinically insane, I'm very sure. But she stalked me. She found out where I lived. She contacted my mom, my grandma. I mean, I'm surprised the bitch wasn't taking photos outside of my home like a psycho. Like, she was a psycho bitch. And I moved and I changed my number, and I did not want myself publicly, my face on camera anymore, or my kids, because you never know who's gonna fucking find you and pick you out from the crowd and your kids. And there's some crazy ass motherfuckers out there. So I'm very glad there's a lot of people showing themselves publicly, on TV and on YouTube, like, hey, this is my cat, this is my house, here's my face, here's my kids, but for me, having experienced a psycho, I'm very cautious, and I am one protective mama bear bitch, and I cannot tell you, that bothered me to my core. I felt very violated. I felt very angry, and, I've always carried. I carry guns, but I went and bought more guns. And I just felt like I wanted to start a war. Like, I was like, fuck with me and see what happens. Just fuck with me so I can blow your head off. And that, excuse me, but that is my psycho side. I do have one too. I have an Aries moon. So it is a fuck with me. I'm a soldier. Fuck with me. And I felt very angry and violated. And I really wanted to cause harm onto this person. And that's not my personality. So I really had to get out, woosah, of that vibration of really fucking with that bitch, because I stalked her ass right back, because I'm a damn good detective. I am a damn good researcher. I mean, that's my pleasure. My pleasure is researching the fuck out of things. And if I wanted to stalk someone or find out where someone lived, I could do that all day in my sleep. I could do that. That's my gift. It's in my chart. You all know. You all know. So yes, I found her job, I found her boss, I found her address, and I found exactly the location she was at, and I really intended to go there. And I went on Facebook as well and got, you know, pictures and screenshotted her kids and her parents and her best friends and her siblings. And I was like, if you're ready to have a war, I will blast you the fuck out of this universe as well. I will contact every single person in your life and let them know what you've done. And not to mention, I already called the police. So they were already visiting her ass at her job. But I told them, if you don't take care of this shit, I will. And I really intended, in my psycho state of mind, to drive there loaded and deal with this woman. But I didn't. I had to get control of myself, because if I let my Rahu fuck with me that bad, I would lose my life. And so I had to get control and get grounded. And I did. And I did get grounded, and I'm just woosah now. I'm good. I let the police handle her. But anyways, this is why I do want to keep my life to at least some point very private. And I don't let my kids be seen on these cameras, because I'm very private. And the ones that have seen them, you know, they know better. And if anyone were to ever fuck with them, they should know better, because I may be letting people slide a first time, but there ain't no fucking second time. So that's just how I am. But I don't even know where I was going with that. Choosing your path. Okay, that's where I was going with that. Choose your path, because you guys have a direction. You know who you are, what you're capable of. I'm capable of things, but I'm going to choose better. So it's knowing that you have capabilities, but you're going to choose better. You may find and discover in your chart, because let's just say you have a Rahu moon, okay, in Mixida. You may find out that you have a knack for being a detective, researching, stalking, and obsessing. You may find out that your brain has some mental issues, because a Rahu moon generally means a brain may have suffering from a mental issue, disorder, especially if you have Rahu moon in the sign of Scorpio, in the sign of Gemini. It was very bipolar areas.
Mama,
Uh-huh.
I want fortune cookie.
Okay, well, I don't have any.
I want
Okay, so those signs can be mental disorders.
I want some.
Can someone get him a fortune cookie? Okay,
You don't have you.
well, go get them.
You get them.
I'm working.
You get them.
Oh my God. Give me a second, guys.
Done with your work?
No, I'm not.
Hurry up. Yes, Matthew.
Don't tell me to hurry. You know, I haven't been on work for like 2 days now.
Okay.
Dealing with everybody.
Okay.
Don't yell at me either.
I don't know where the fortune cookies are.
They're on the counter by the stove. Look around. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, Lord. Oh. It's a good thing anyways. I had to go get my charger. So, everything happens for a reason. Might have to unplug my speaker. Whoops. But that should still be fine. Okay. Sorry about that. So, anyways, all is possible. Let's go ahead and just read this and focus and continue with this reading. That was obviously messed up with all my talking. Choosing your path. New vistas are ahead, Divine Feminine. And you now have the power to choose. And within this is your freedom. Do not allow the restrictions or limitations placed on you by the expectation of others that detour your path. Be daring. Cast aside conventions and restrictions. Explore. Go beyond your predictable behavior. Say yes to life. You support others in stepping into their freedom, so step into yours. Choose life on your terms. Move beyond those situations that you've outgrown. Sometimes to be free, the traveler needs to put down his pack and just keep walking. There are times in ordinary life, but there are also times to cast ordinary things aside and fling your arms to the heavens in joy. You're not on the planet to always meet the needs and expectations of others, okay? Listen to that one more time. That's important. You're not made to sit here and meet the needs and expectations of everyone else around you that you care about. You're here to explore, to expand, to step into an extraordinary life. Don't unconditionally accept the rules you have placed on yourself because others told you they needed to be placed there, or you placed them there because of others. Choose pathways that lead to a greater freedom and a greater happiness. I love it. So part of the healing for the Divine Feminine is probably stepping out and being brave, which also talks about my journey. And I'm only speaking about myself in this reading to help you guys kind of connect the dots for your life. For me, no one supported me on this journey as far as tarot cards, okay? Tarot cards and astrology, no support. My mom did support me because she believes in this too, but for her, it's more of a secret. It's more of something she does on her spare time, more of something she looks at secretly in free time, not something she could see a career out of, and not something that she would see as socially acceptable. It's not something my mom would want her family to think she does, or her friends to find out she does, or not something she thinks her kids would think very highly of, and certainly not something that she thinks her husband would support her on and believe is a ethical and good thing to do. Okay? So I didn't get support. And someone mentioned my grandpa that passed away. He also did not support me because, you know, he's an old man. Okay? And 85-year-old man before he died. And he grew up Catholic, extremely devout. He went to church every Sunday. He walked to church from his house. I went to Catholic school, guys. I was raised Catholic. From preschool to, you know, graduation. And religion is very heavy in my family. Heavy, heavy. Crosses everywhere. Chapters, verses, versions, Bibles of all kinds. We all have at least 50 Bibles in your house. If you don't have 50 Bibles in your house, then what the hell's wrong with you? You know, life is about religion. And even all my grandparents are religious except my mom's dad, but he even has a Christian background. And my mom she's been the only one in my life that moved through different religions. You know, she went from being a Catholic to being a Christian to getting into New Age to getting into like the Mooney belief. She's tried all kinds, Jehovah's Witness. So I, in my adult years, did see her transition into different beliefs, and she would always bring different beliefs to me. So she would always say, hey, I'm doing the Jehovah thing. Let's talk about it. And I have that Bible and all of that shit. And, you know, the Mooney stuff, right? Yeah, that was like a cult. And she got into that for a hot minute, just a hot minute. And so touched on that, you know, went to New Life Church, a big Christian church. You guys probably all heard about that shootout at New Life Church in Colorado. I went to that church way before the shootout happened. But, you know, junior high school, I would go there. Even though I was going to Catholic school, my parents were divorced, so my dad had me still Catholic. but my mom was venturing out in different religions. And so I would go with her to that church. And yeah, I got really heavy into, you know, Christianity, speaking in tongues, casting out demons, you know, real preaching, you know, you name it, guys. You name it, I've probably done it. Getting into Buddhism, all of those things, you name it, I've done it. And again, that's good for me. The diversity that I've had in spirituality is beautiful, and I'm very grateful that I have those experiences. But no one supported me, even her. And like I said, she supported me, but secretly. And so when I wanted to do this on my free time, they were okay with it. Like, oh, don't do it in my house. My stepdad was like, don't bring the cards in our house. It's evil. It's evil. Don't bring it in here. So I was judged there. My grandma's sisters, who I'm also close to that live in California, would come over and see me, and they would say that it was witchcraft and I was evil if I was going to be getting involved in that. Okay? And my other grandma, who was very Christian, would say, Mija, you know you're messing with demons. You're messing with the dark side, the other side. You have to be careful what voices you're listening to, what things you're hearing. And so they're always looking out for me. But they didn't realize that I had a very strong spiritual core, very strong spiritual foundation. And my intuition has been on point since I was 3. My intuition has always been on point, always been on point. I've never been put in a bad situation that I couldn't get myself out of because I trusted my intuition throughout my life. So I knew this was the right path for me. So choosing the right path may not be something that feels very supported by your family. And this is saying, who cares about those people and the restrictions and things they want to judge and tell you what to do and how to do it? It doesn't matter. Even my kid's father was against me before he was murdered. He was against this. He said I was evil. And I'm like, okay, so cheating on me, having 2 kids while together, drinking, doing drugs, hanging out with friends, lying 24/7, that's all okay. But the minute I pick up a tarot card, God forbid I'm a evil, crazy witch, you know, which, by the way, I like being a witch. You know, I do. So yes, I am a witch, but it's not the kind of witch they think I am. And they have a misconception of what all of that is. Okay, they have a misconception of what that is. They think a witch is sitting here with a pointy, tall black hat, conjuring up devils and demons and doing evil work. That's not even at all. It's not even at all. It's someone that is connected with the earth, with the world. It's someone that's connected with their intuition. It's someone that's connected with all the 4 directions and all the 4 elements. It's someone that is in tune with nature and harmony. That is my opinion. Okay, so their ideas are very different from mine. And anyways, finally, when I started choosing my path against what everyone else was, you know, okay with, which nobody was okay with it. Even my own daughter and kids at the time when I started wasn't okay with it. I'm like, Mom, I don't know. I don't know about that. And I'm like, well, you know, I do. And I had been seeing psychics for like 20 years anyways. But they didn't know that, again, because it was all secrets. But those were my secrets, you know. So my point is, when I started following my own path, disregarding what absolutely everybody had to say about my journey, I was true to myself. And that's when doors started opening up for me. That's when my karma started getting paid off. It's also when I started experiencing karma. So I was already obviously experiencing karma in my life, but more heavy karma was coming to me. Debts that I had to pay, people I owed apologies and forgiveness to, karma about seeing my own reflection, more karma with Matthew's dad, and the choices I've made, and just learning that what I do causes a ripple effect. And so I was learning not only about my past karma that was being paid, but also the karma I'm creating in this life. And so I became very much more at peace with myself and my journey than ever had before, and watching myself so much better than I ever had before. And it's always a work in progress, but that's really when I started acknowledging it. So anyways, when you choose your path, just, even if it's against the grind and against your comfort zone and your family doesn't agree, do it. That's what this is saying. Trust your instincts. They'll come around. If they're meant to stay and be in your life, they'll come around. The people that are not meant to stay in your life, the people that are meant to leave your life, as much as you love them in the past, you have to let them go. Karma will be cleared. You know, my kid's father, as much as I loved him and I were not aligning. He was not meant to be in my life. And as I was becoming more who I am, the less and less we were connected. The more we were drifting apart. It was a natural ebb and flow. It was a natural releasing of some karma that could no longer follow me. It was karma that I had to close a chapter on and not hang on to. And to be honest, as long as he was alive, there was always a piece of me that was always hanging on to that karma. Not letting him go, not letting us go, not letting the past go. So that was chapters in a very painful way, karma that had to be paid. Why? Because my birth chart showed, right, that my lovers would pass and I would be a young widow. It was part of my karma. I had to go through that. I had to accept that. And so you will experience. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. I had to experience some, by me doing my path, I also opened doors to my karma. I opened doors for certain planets to be activated. As soon as you activate, your Rahu Ketu is activated, as soon as your Jupiter is activated, as soon as your Saturn is activated in a house at a specific time, you're going to notice that that's when the clock starts ticking down. That's when you have to start doing your purpose. And it's kind of scary because some of these things you don't want to experience. You're not ready for. But that's what this whole journey is about, things you're not ready for. And in the midst of all my sadness, there's happiness, there's joy, there's love, there's beautiful things for me to look forward to, things for me to experience. I looked forward to Matthew. I looked forward to this house. I looked forward to my family growing, my nieces and marriages. I looked forward to improving my relationships with my brothers. And I still look forward to better things, you know. I love who I am now, and the more and more I grow into myself, I just am so happy that I chose me and I didn't choose someone else, because that had been my karma for so long, choosing someone else, choosing my kids' fathers, choosing my parents, choosing other people, not me. So choosing your path is choosing you. I'm sorry that was so long. It's a long ass fucking video. Again, damn it. Every time I want to have a short video. Every time, man. It goes here. Oh, Lord. Thank you, G Girl. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment and that beautiful donation. I really appreciate that. So we're done with my blah, blah, blah. Okay. We're done with the blah, blah, blah. Let's go on and continue here. So Divine Feminine, you know what needs to be healed in your life. It's being independent, finding out who you are, and choosing you and not your parents and friends and family and what everybody else thinks you should do. By the way, once I started doing this journey, guess who got on board? Everyone that loved me. Everyone that was supposed to stay in my life and be in my life got on board. You know why? Because they're meant to be here. You know, me following my path wasn't supposed to be easy. It was meant to be really hard. It was meant to have people ridicule me in my own family. It was meant to have some arguments and some discussions, but to get through that strongly, it was my testing. And after I proved to them that I'm doing what I love and I can make a living off of it, they definitely approved later. And I've even opened them up to these things. My grandpa later admitted to me that he did tarot himself. And that was something he never even told his wife. My grandma. She was looking at both of us. This was just last year by his birthday. She was looking at both of us and she was like, "You did tarot cards?" And he was like, "Yeah. You know, before I ever met you, I was in the army and my sister taught me. And, you know, my sisters did it." And she's like, "What? Your mom, the devout Catholic, allowed your sisters to do tarot? And he's like, no, in those days it was secret. It was secret. The underworld. No one talked about it unless they were about it. He's like, but that is a family secret that now you know. And so I was like, wow. Okay. So great. I have a family history. My grandpa and his sisters did this. You know, I was really happy. And he opened up and he wanted me to do the cards on him for a while. And you know what was so sad? I did a reading on the table at the cabin we rented for his birthday. He had been having some problems with my uncle. And he asked if he would ever come around. And anyways, I pulled the cards and I got some very stressful cards. I got Temperance. I got the Hanged Man. I had Seven of Wands. And I had the Death card. And I had the World, I think it was. And really the message, you know, was, you know, when there's a death, when there's some health issues coming on, he would come around. But I did tell him it doesn't look like he's going to come around anytime soon. Maybe in a few months he'll come around, but is he going to change? I don't see a change, but I do see him coming around. The Devil card came up, which is hanging on to grudges and not letting go. And to be honest, guys, when my grandpa died, he still hung on to a grudge to my grandpa and didn't open up. And yeah, he came around, but not with an open heart. And yes, my grandpa did die. So the Death card did come up for my grandpa. And that was very sad. I don't want the Death card to come up in my family's readings because that scares me. I also pulled the Death card for my kid's father when his mom asked for a reading from me. My mother-in-law, she asked for a reading for him. And the Death card also came up for him. And I did not want to read that correctly. I didn't believe that he would die. So I just said, oh, it just means a transformation. No, he's not going to die. Nothing's going to happen. But what happened? Not even a few months later, he did die. So you can't deny the tarot. The truth comes out, period. And I try to read it as honestly as I can for you guys. And just keep that in mind. But anyways, yeah, my family all came around. They realized I had a gift. Found out my grandma's sister also did tarot cards in the 60s in California and LA. And then she came down to visit us last month. She said, I heard you're doing the tarot cards. I did it for years. I was part of a coven. My family hated me, but I did become part of a coven. I was kind of outed. I didn't get involved with it anymore. I quit. But I was a part of that world. And she was like, you know, I'd like you to read my cards. And I really didn't know my grandma's sister that well. I mean, I know her as well as the rest of the family knows her, but not on a deep, intimate level. And so yeah, I read the cards for her, and she said that, you're even better than me. You're even better than me. She's like, you read very well, and everything you said is right on, and she said it's definitely a gift. So I'm blessed, and I know I'm following my path, and you guys should follow yours too. Spirit, show me a sign here for the Divine Masculine. What does he need for himself? So masculine, the advice here is to make an altar. I love it. And she's got a picture there on the wall, some flowers, some sage candles, singing bowl, whatever have you. You probably don't have an altar at your house, masculine. Okay? You don't have a sacred place where you can just sit down and meditate. For a lot of masculines, I doubt you even meditate. But there are some of you that do, that watch my channel, and if you do, that's great. This is more of a feminine trait. So if you find yourself wanting to meditate and having an altar, this would be very good for you to have peace. A lot of masculines, it's good for you to make an altar in your bedroom on your dresser. So I know a lot of masculines don't have a lot of space or a sacred place for this. So it's either going to be your office or your bedroom on a dresser if you can. And just have a place where you can light incense, have some pictures of something or someone you want to meditate on, where you can have gemstones, okay? Gemstones is very good to have on your altar, some kind of a piece a piece is what I mean by like a statue, okay? Or a figure or something, a piece on your altar that always centers you and makes you think very deeply. So invest in that. Plants, feathers, gemstones, crystals, Himalayan salt. You can even do singing bowls, religious photos, religious pictures, saints, or whatever can bring you peace. Just make an altar for yourself where you can calm down for the night and have some mellow and really meditate on things or go into deep thought. Okay? If you can have it there in your bedroom, great. If you have to have it in an office, that's fine. Just have a place where you can go there and think. So having an altar is really important for you. Also, the card that came up for you on your spiritual healing is positive affirmations. Don't speak negative on your life. Speak positive. Okay? Speak nothing but absolute things that you want to happen. I am free. I am healed. I am strong. I am wise. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am strong. I overcome all my obstacles. Everything comes to me easily. You know, money comes to me easily. Forgiveness comes to me so easily. I'm at such peace with my family. You know, speak these things. Even if it's not true, you need to speak these positive affirmations into your life. So masculine part of your healing is speaking affirmations. Okay? Divine feminine, what's part of your healing? This is going to be like the longest video ever. I'm really sorry, guys. Spirit, guide me to a message for the divine feminine healing for self. Divine feminine healing for self. Well, you also got, okay, a little bit more than 2. I'm just going to take them. Shit, why not? The first one is energy work. Cleanse your chakras. Get balanced. Okay? I know it seems like a task, a daunting task, to do energy work every day, but try to do a little bit. It's not that big. If you can just dedicate 30 minutes to yourself every day, I think you're golden. Okay? If you can do more than that, then you're aces. Okay? Just do that. The next one is read. Yes. Turn off YouTube and Netflix and Prime. Okay, turn off all of that and read a book, an actual book. A lot of us have gotten so out of touch with reading books, it's ridiculous. Reading actually stimulates your brain and creates healthy new neurons. Your brain needs to grow, and sometimes it feels like a couch potato. Your brain literally gets spoiled and has all kinds of information coming to it visually through phones and TV that it doesn't really grow through reading. So reading is really important. The next one is the opposite. Watch a movie. So read a book, watch a movie. I can tell you, because I'm a mom and I don't know your guys' normal life, but for me to sit down and watch a movie by myself that I like rarely happens. I can't tell you the last time I did that. Every time I watch TV or anything, I'm in the living room with everybody. And I'm watching movies everyone wants to watch. And it's a big family thing, which is really fun. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love that. But when's the last time I sat down and watched Titanic or Notebook by myself? You know? It's been a while. It's been a while, and it's good for you guys to do that, to really relax. You know, there's movies I like to watch that nobody likes to fucking watch. I love to watch the series on Netflix. It's Buddha. And it's his journey. And it's in English, which I really loved. So I loved that whole series. The other one is I love Bollywood movies. I know, I should be Indian. I should totally fucking be Indian. If I was Indian, I'd be so happy. I actually look kind of Indian. And I went to a gas station. And we have a really nice Indian family that owns it down here. And the mom was like, "Are you Indian? You look Indian." Because I had, you know, long black hair and I had my nose ring and, you know, I wore nice, you know, whatever. But she thought that, and I was like, no, I'm not, but I wish I was. I wish I was. Maybe in another life I was. But yeah, so the movies I like to watch, guys, are Indian movies. They're so touching. I'm a big fan of Bollywood. more than Hollywood here in the US. We kind of suck when it comes to movies and stories. The acting is kind of corny in Bollywood, obviously, but it's the storylines that make the stories good. So I really recommend them. There's so many good movies. There's just so many good movies about fathers and sons and husbands and wives and family movies. And you have to read the subtitles, okay? But fuck it, I love the movies. Wait, Elizabeth, Stephanie, my Indian friend tells me all the time, you have had to be Indian in a past lifetime. Yes, yes, tell her I love her, Elizabeth. Man, I love it. I love it. I would, man, if I didn't have connections here, I would so be in India. I would be all up in India, okay? All up in India. I love it. Yes, namaste 24/7. Yes, but, you know, here I am, Colorado. But anyways, I do love those movies, and I love the music. So anyways, I'm sorry I'm going there. But you see, who's going to watch that with me? Like, no one. And I'm like, you know, this is a really good movie. You should watch it. Even my mom, who's spiritual, she'll fall asleep. Like, Mom, pay attention. She's like, I know, I'm trying, but reading the subtitles gets me tired. I'm like, you suck. You suck right now. You should watch the movies with me. Bhagban is one of my favorite movies. Bagban. Holy shit, that's a good movie. You need to watch that. You just have to. I don't care. Put yourself through it, guys. Read the damn subtitles. Bhagban. You have to watch it. A really good Indian movie. I am obsessed. So I love it. Anyways, watch movies, guys. Watch what you like. Kama Sutra is another favorite movie of mine. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. It's definitely one you have to watch alone, unless you're with a lover. No, it's not about sex through the whole movie. Sorry, guys. All you little horny freaks that thought, oh, Kama Sutra, it's sex, it's porn. No, it's not porn. Yes, it has sex in the movie, but it's a love movie. It's a love movie. It's a love story. And I really love it. So, yeah, it is sad, Corianne. It's very sad. It's really sad, but it's a great love story, and it touches my heart on that. So, anyways, I love it. So, watch a movie, guys. I feel like watching one now. The next one is Dream Journal. I do dream journal every now and then. I guess I don't dream a lot, so I haven't been able to dream journal lately. But maybe having a nice dream journal would be great. Or even your computer. Typing in your dreams after you wake up is really fun. So dream journal. Oh my God, I gotta close my curtain for this one. Guys, this is nasty. Give me a moment. Let me close my curtain. No one can see this. They don't need to know what I'm talking about. My kids and my brother and sister-in-law are gonna think I'm a freak. But listen, you guys know I don't lie to you, right? You guys know I don't lie to you. Listen, ladies, men who have feminine energy, listen. Yes, you got the G-spot. You got pleasure. Hello. Pleasure. Pleasure yourself. Damn. See, I knew it. I went there. I was talking about Kama Sutra and what follows. Boom. Okay? Just saying. Yes, pleasure yourself, damn it. Okay? I know. But I'm saying it. We're all grown-ups here. Come on. Don't be a sissy lala. Get over there. Pleasure yourself. Get yourself some toys, ladies. Get yourself a yoni wand if you have to. Or some yoni balls. Or, you know, order a friend. Not like that. I mean, order a friend that you can actually have from Amazon, like a toy friend. Not that. Just a toy is where I was going, guys. Come on, you nasty people. I know what you were thinking. Order a friend. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, you know, okay? Yes, a toy friend. Okay, a toy friend. Order one of those. Whatever. Just use your hands. I don't care. I'm done. Ladies, gentlemen, pleasure yourself. Okay? Obviously, that's part of your healing. Do it. I'm done with that. Okay, so this is some of the things that you guys can work on to pleasure yourselves in many ways. Pleasure yourself sexually. Clearly, it's very sexual here. But also give yourself pleasure, that things you love. Hot baths, sunsets, walks, drinks you love, foods you love, movies you love. Don't forget to love yourself. This is part of your energy work. Bottom of the deck for everybody is family. Stay close to your family. Okay, love them, nourish them, be part of their lives. Don't be distant. Okay, so we're 114 minutes in. Holy shit. Sorry for that long ass dual energy. I'm going to try to make this a little quicker. I'm going to get into the ending here for both of you guys. Jesus, for all of you that are still here, we're going to do the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. Did not intend for this to be almost 2 hours long. I'm so sorry. Whatever. I should probably put in the title, the reading actually starts like 2 hours later. Sorry. You know, yeah. Whenever you guys want to hate me for going super long, just blame the Gemini in me, okay? Blame the Gemini in me. Blame Rahu for me over-talking way too much. Because he is there fucking with me and my Gemini. It's his fault that I am an over-talker and an overachiever and an overdoer and an over person like that goes over her time on tarot. It is his fault. It is all his fault. If he wasn't there, this wouldn't be happening. But then again, if he wasn't there, I wouldn't be here. And you wouldn't be getting these readings. So I guess we should thank Rahu too. Okay, Divine Masculine, let's get a picture here for the future between you and your Divine Feminine. What does this look like? What does your future look like? Good Lord. Okay. What does your future look like? All right. What does your future look like? Okay. Bottom of the deck is Angel of Strength in reverse. And really this kind of means you're going to lose control. Okay, you're not going to have control over your life. In the future, you're going to be dropping the ball on that. You're not going to have control over all the little things you want to have control over. I'm sorry. You're not going to have that control in the future. Spirit, please guide me on a message for the Divine Masculine through these cards. Show me a message for the Divine Masculine's future with his Divine Feminine. Clarify the first card. Clarify the second card, please, for his future with the Divine Feminine. Clarify the third card. There's two for that one. I feel it. Clarify the fourth card, please, for the future for you and your Divine Feminine. Okay, bottom of the deck, overall energy for the future here with this deck. And we have going with the flow. I love it. So bottom line, even if all these cards are fucked up, bottom line, you're going to be going with the flow. This is that loss of control, okay? You're going to let go of whatever you have going on, and you're going to release that and just start naturally flowing with your feminine. Very beautiful energy. I'm glad that you're going to be willing to move forward like that. Okay. Through the tarot journey, Spirit, show me the future. Show me the future for the Divine Masculine and his Feminine. Show me the future. Show me the future between the two. Spirit, please guide me and show me the future. Please guide me and show me the future. So we have Justice. We have King of Cups. I like that so far. Show me the future. Show me the future between these two. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. I'm loving it. Show me the future, please, Spirit. Show me the future between these two. What is their future? What is their future? What is their future? Wow. So this one turned upside down. Isn't that awesome? You guys saw that on camera, right? You saw how that flipped. That was totally Spirit all the way. And by the way, it's a very negative card. It's the Devil in reverse, which means that in the future, the Divine Masculine is going to be releasing a connection from a karmic partner and karma. Karma is going to be released. This also talks about a lack of control because the devil no longer has control over the Divine Masculine. So masculine, you may have been controlled by this devil, by this karma, this karmic, for much of this connection. But you are going to be finishing that. When the devil comes in reverse, it means that you're kind of just seeing it for what it is and not feeding it attention anymore. It's kind of giving up. This is giving up the fight. Okay, that's what this means. Giving up the fight. Letting things go, what? With the flow naturally, right? Look what's under that. Manipulation in reverse, right under that. So not being manipulated by the devil or karma anymore. And underneath that is breaking karmic chains. So really masculine, you are going through this big transition. And really it's very focused there because you're not paying attention to karmic anymore. The next card that comes in is marriage. Okay, all right. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yes?
Mom,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the movie. Look how this guy's called.
I don't think there's a movie with that.
Why?
They didn't make one. They just made a toy, but there's no movie with that. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Cups.
Mom!
Yes.
What's Spider-Man movie?
Okay, well then I'll get you one. But look at that, guys. Bottom of the deck, we have...
What's Spider-Man movie?
Okay, we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups.
What's Spider-Man movie?
This is a fated pair
I want
and a married couple.
Spider-Man.
And Leo, who's been strong...
Movie.
Oh my God! I'm gonna leave it here.
Spider-Man
I'm gonna leave it here. It's too good. We got King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Underneath that, we have King of Wands, Queen of Wands.
What's
How often does
Spider-Man
that
movie?
happen? Excuse the very rude interruption. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often, guys, if ever. So we've got the two fated pairs. I'll be right back. You... Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back, baby. Okay, you tell me, viewers, how many tarot card readings have you seen? Probably maybe a couple, but not very many, where you guys actually get to see a fated pair pop up right on top of each other. Literally, I'm shuffling and shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, pulling out the bottom, and there's the fated pair. Then underneath that is another fated pair. What makes matters even more unusual is we've been talking very heavily about Leo energy throughout this Flightless bird saga. And I told you guys this Leo Magha Nakshatra, especially because of the king, has been prominent throughout this reading as being who someone could be throughout this saga, okay? And learning that there could be 2 dual fire signs. So it could be very prominently placed that you and your lover have these prominent fire signs in both of your charts, okay? It could also be that you and your lover have very prominent water signs in your charts. For many of you, this would symbolize a double. Maybe you have Saggy, he has Saggy, okay? Maybe you have Leo, she has Leo. Maybe you have Scorpio, she has Scorpio. Maybe you have Cancer, they have Cancer. In some way, shape, or form, you guys are mirroring. That means there's a 1-7 aspect. And to be very precise in an astrology reading in your birth chart, let's just say you had a moon Cancer sign and your person has a rising Cancer sign. There you go. Let's say that you have a sun Cancer sign and your person has a moon Cancer sign, but to make matters worse, it's a Rahu Ketu axis, a north node, south node axis, okay? That would be very prominent, to where if you layer on each other's charts that your Rahu is his Ketu, or his Ketu is your Rahu, or you're involved in his karma somehow, some way. Like I mentioned with me and my twin, I'm a Saggy rising, he's a Saggy moon. Also, our Saggys have the Rahu Ketu 1-7 axis, reversed. So there's a mirroring, there's a twin aspect there. And throughout this saga, we have had a confirmation that this is a twin flame, divine soulmate journey. And twin flame was confirmed in our previous readings. So this is the confirmation of twin, that this Twilight Saga Flightless bird has been confirmed another time that this is a twin flame, divinely orchestrated relationship. And really, there's no way around this, guys. You can't deny, you can't fight this. It's in your birth chart most likely, and it's definitely a confirmation that if you've been resonating throughout this Flightless bird saga, that this is your journey and that this is someone that was intended for you and made for you, and you're very alike in so many ways and different in others, but you're meant to be. And really, when you get a king and a queen of the same suit, it really does talk about meant to be, fated and meant to be. So confirmation for you, divine masculine, you and this twin flame are meant to be. And look what was popping out. I knew it. I was like, I saw it. There it is. Twin flames. There it is popping out. I have 90 cards in my tarot cards, so that's a lot of cards. Just to have these be popping out in the bottom. The other one was choices. 7 of Cups, which is July. It means this is all in the present, but it also means that this is moving forward with your choice. Like, you have a decision, masculine. Spirit's not going to shove karma and fate down your throat. That's your choice. The same way I had choices to live my life how I wanted to live it, it also came with consequences. Masculine, take a lesson from my book of lessons. Sometimes the right path pits you against everyone in your family. Be it career, be it choice of lover, spiritual path, whatever this is for you. I was pitted against my family when choosing this tarot card spiritual astrologer journey teacher. If I listened to all of them, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here. If I listened to all of them, I would have finished my nursing school and been a nurse. Or right now, I would be very heavily into real estate, which is something else I went to school to do. So there's where I would be, guys, a nurse or a real estate agent. Okay? That's who I would be. none of you would have any of these messages from me. I wouldn't be going through the spiritual part of my karma in my life at all. And I would probably be lost as far as my purpose. And I would probably spend much of my life wondering, what am I here for? What am I here for? I could be a nurse right now, walking through hospital corridors, through COVID, being happy I'm helping people, but wondering, I don't feel complete. There's more. I want to do more for my clients, or, the people that are in these hospital beds. I want to do more for them. I would probably want to do Reiki on them. I would probably want to pray for them. I'd probably want to heal them. I'd probably want to help them with their lives and give advice. And that wouldn't be a nurse, would it? But that would be my bliss. That would be me trying to follow my desires. My desires would always lead me to helping people on a deeper level. And even when I did do real estate, before I did this job, that was what I wanted to do, is help people. And so when I would get clients to want to look at houses and apartments and different things, they would talk to me about their lives or their marriage, and I would help them like a counselor. And when I did property management, a lot of people would come down to my office just to talk to me about some drama with their relationship or parents or whatever, and I would be someone to talk to. So it doesn't matter, guys. I would be doing other jobs and always wanting to do this. And here I am, living free, loving what I'm doing and following my destiny. It did come with a price. It did come with about 2 years of heavy, I don't like you doing this, everyone against me doing this drama. But now that has passed. That storm is gone. Now people are on board. Now people see that I have endurance, that I have purpose, that I do it well. And you can too, masculine. So know that this comes with a price, your choices. But the King of Wands knows what he desires. Queen of Wands knows what she desires. You know what you desire out of life. Go for it. Justice is doing the right thing. Taking the blinders off and trusting your heart and instincts, doing the right thing without worrying what other people think. Part of the reason, thank you so much, Elizabeth, you are way too kind. Thank you so much. Part of the reason I think that this Justice card is blindfolded is because she doesn't want to look at everybody else's judgments. She's probably looking at a jury or a crowd of people that have their opinions about what justice is. And if she was paying attention to all of them, that may disrupt her conscience and her choice of what justice is. She may make a judgment based on what other people are thinking or saying or speaking out or, agreeing or opposing. So her being blindfolded is just like, okay, I'm not going to look at everybody else. I'm not going to listen to them. I'm going to trust my instincts. And if you guys close your eyes for a minute or just block your eyes with your hands, notice what all other senses come alive when you do that. Notice that the sound you hear is so much more high and on point. The sound of your lips while you talk, or your throat when you gulp down. The sound of your breath through your nose and through your mouth. The sound of breathing. The sounds around you. The sound of your body. All of that is very clear. When your eyes are open, those senses are not as alive. Also notice that you're very in touch with your feeling when your eyes are blindfolded. You depend solely on your feelings of the desk around you, feelings in your body and your intuition. If someone enters the room, if someone's there watching you, it's trusting your instinct. But it's also being very cautious. You guys are so kind. Look at all your comments. Look at that. Steph, you're meant to help in our lives to solve the issues we don't see. Oh, to fix it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. Thank you so much. And so this also represents being cautious and being wise. Libra energy, of course. So masculine, listen to your gut. Listen to yourself. Quiet out the crowd. quiet out your family and friends and lovers, karmic lovers. Quiet them out, because in your future you have a decision that is based on doing the right thing, based on your internal compass, your conscience, and your inner guide. In your future, you're going to be making a choice to do the right thing, doing the just thing, following your righteous path, okay? Which leads you to your divine feminine, which is why you guys are going to be together. So I guess here we are, ready to tell you guys what the future is for this Flightless Bird Saga. There is a union and a marriage for you, divine masculine, and your divine feminine. What Spirit sees in your future is going to lead you to your twin flame. And Spirit does want you to be physically married to this twin flame. Again, this is a very specific message, and this whole saga has been for specific couples with a specific energy, specific signs. This is not going to resonate for